Rocky Brands recently rolled out its merchandise to the international community, but had to undergo a series of changes beforehand. While the new customer base is small, the company has high hopes for future international sales. Joining us now is John Carrico, Director of E-commerce for Rocky Brands. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, now to get started, could you remind us a little bit of who and what Rocky Brands is? Because you're not just a shoe company anymore.
Sure. Rocky has a number of brands in our portfolio, including Rocky Boots, Georgia Boots, Durango Boots, and Lehigh in that ranking in our portfolio for our brands. Rocky, as everyone may be familiar with, is more of an outdoor Western shoe as well as apparel company. We have the outlet store here locally. Durango is more of edgy Western. In the past, it was pretty strictly Western footwear, but now it's taking on more of an edgy, rugged sort of outlaw fun mentality. So motorcycle boots, things of that nature. Georgia Boot is primarily focused around work. So you're looking at a lot of steel toe type of shoes and things like that for the work industry.
Great. Now let's talk a little bit about Rocky's new frontier, foreign sales, and the new efforts with e-commerce. What are you guys doing right now?
Sure. So we recently launched in November of last year e-commerce for our international components of the business for all of our branded websites, all B2C websites. So that's Rocky Boot, Georgia Boot, Durango Boot, Lehigh safety shoes, slip grips. And taking on that, we've introduced 90 countries as well as foreign currencies for online sales to those websites.
Now, why now?
It's a good question. We've grown our e-commerce division over the last year, and it's kind of the natural progression step, and looking forward to growing our brand internationally and taking a small step with what we're doing today in further growing our brand recognition in those international countries, as well as opening the door to some wholesale as well and gaining that brand recognition.
Now, how are you going about increasing these sales overseas to get in connection to these countries?
Sure. So last year we partnered with a company called 51. And they're handling a lot of the heavy lifting for those transactions. So when I say heavy lifting, the largest obstacle in selling internationally is taxes, currency, and customs and duty fees, as well as custom forms and things like that, and actually shipping those goods overseas. So 51 we partnered with, they take care of that for us. We've integrated with their systems to offer that technology to those consumers internationally to make it seamless and almost be as a regular transaction would be for them in their country. They don't have to worry about any currency differences in the currency being settled to their international bank. They don't have to worry about taxes, so when it arrives to their doorstep, there's not a IOU form on that. It's all within, so it's from purchase to delivery.
Now, what do you think the biggest challenge with going international is?
Sure. Some of what I just mentioned would be certainly the biggest challenges, the currency, taxation, and that's what makes a company like 51 advantageous to use. For us, it would be very difficult. We would have to integrate with a number of services and providers to provide those services. For us today, a step that we have not taken is translation. So while we are offering our products internationally, we are not offering the website user interface within those languages. So we haven't seen that to be a big issue today. Currently, we're just really test piloting to see where our brand has recognitions and which countries and which ones we're successful in to take that next step in doing and providing that language translation.
All right. Well, Josh Carrico, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.